Ladies and gentlemen, about 90% of the 775 superdelegates, around 90% of the 775 superdelegates are going to be voting for Hillary Clinton in the brokered convention. Bernie Sanders is not going to go in with 50% of the delegates. Okay, the whole thing's nonsense anyway. I don't even want to talk about it as if it's like some kind of real, serious situation. Let's talk about the superdelegates. Let's talk about this really, really awesome Democratic primary. It's really, really fair and wonderful. And, let's just see what we can do to kind of make sense of it all. The whole thing's absolute and utter nonsense. Now, the New York Times today, and this is an important segment for anyone who doesn't believe me. So you can just show anyone this segment, and they'll understand that Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee. CNN, New York Times superdelegates open to brokered convention to block Bernie Sanders from nomination. Okay, let's read that in a second. But you have the New York Times today, Democratic leaders willing to risk party damage to stop Bernie Sanders. Then you have polling experts like Larry Sabato saying that Bernie Sanders would lose the Electoral College. Okay, he didn't do himself any favors with Florida, obviously, saying that Fidel Castro did anything good is not going to help you in Florida. He just lost Florida. But look, in 2016, Bernie would have won. 2020, different candidate, different economy. The New York Times pretty much told you the superdelegates are going to take it away from him. The whole thing is rigged anyway, but here, only of 93 superdelegates the Times interviewed. Okay, they interviewed 93 of 775. Okay, only nine superdelegates said they would support Sanders becoming the nominee. Only 9 of 93. Okay, that's about 90%, around 90%. Okay, only 84 would vote against Bernie Sanders. 84 of the 93. 84 of the 93. So that's around 90%. Now, 90% of 775 delegates is around 698 delegates. They're 15% of the overall 1,009, close to 2,000 pledged delegates. 2,000 pledged delegates, and then it says here, what was it? Where does it say 15%? Okay, around 15% of the delegates needed. The whole thing's nonsense anyway. Okay, there's no, here. There are 775 superdelegates. Together they make up about 15% of the overall number of delegates. This isn't rocket science, even though they make it. You see, there's this app in Iowa. Yeah, it's so amazingly awesome. This is so difficult to understand. And, you really have to just pay attention to everything going on with the delegate count. Because this is really, really awesome and fair. And it's so important. Madam Secretary's new name is Bloomberg, Warren, Mayor Pete, Klobuchar. That's her new name. Okay, Clinton doesn't have to campaign now. In July, when she becomes the nominee, look, do not believe this nonsense that the Democratic Party, if Bernie gets 45 or 47% of the pledged delegates of the 1,990, whatever, it's all nonsense anyway. And then, there's a first round. There's a first round in the convention, and they're not going to go for Bernie. And there's a second round where the superdelegates get to pick. These are party bosses. The superdelegates have been Democratic Party officials for sometimes decades. Okay? Now, the superdelegates, here, you have Andrew Cuomo is a superdelegate. Dianne Feinstein is a superdelegate. Okay? Look, the vast majority of these superdelegates are lifelong Democrats. Okay? Debbie Wasserman Schultz is a superdelegate here. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is a superdelegate. Okay? You can look on Wikipedia. Andrew Cuomo, Feinstein, Tom Carper, Biden. Kamala Harris has 4 superdelegates. Ted Lieu. They're not going to go for Bernie. Warren has superdelegates from Massachusetts. Klobuchar from Minnesota. But you could look. Biden has all of these superdelegates from Pennsylvania, Texas, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Alabama, Louisiana. You can actually see it. It's here, list of 2020 Democratic Party automatic delegates. You see, they're kind of automatic, and they're called superdelegates. This is really difficult, ladies and gentlemen. It's so precise, you know. It only takes the utmost of intelligence and savvy, political savvy. They're cheating, Bernie, again. It's not rocket science. It doesn't matter. Trump's a better president than Bernie Sanders would have been, number one. Number two, Trump's going to win easily. Number three, they might as well make a lot of money with Clinton and just completely tank the party, which would be fantastic. But you know what? Don't assume that they're going to tank the party. You're giving them too much credit. Don't assume they're going to tank the party, because they lose again, they'll just go right back at it again. Oh, it's Russia's fault. Russia did it. Russia did this. Russia did that. So 698 of the 775 superdelegates, according to the New York Times. According to the New York Times, because they interviewed 93 and 84 said no way to Bernie. Okay? So just, you could do the math, and that's 698 of the delegates, of the 775 delegates, ain't going to vote for Bernie. So this isn't very difficult to understand. And they cheated Bernie before, and they blamed Russia, and they'll probably use a Bernie dossier. So Bernie Sanders, according to this count, has 23 superdelegates, but Biden has 72. Bloomberg has 23. It's 95 already. Warren has 21. They're not going to go to Bernie. After what Bernie said, remember, that, female couldn't become president? Oh, my God. You remember what he said? Buttigieg has 13. Oh, I got to do this again. So Bernie only has 23 superdelegates, according to this, Wikipedia. But Biden 72. With Bloomberg is 95. The whole thing's nonsense anyway. Okay, I'm just doing this because to just show you how easy it is. They cheat. Well, it's not cheating. It's the rules. That's how they cheat. They make the rules impossible for Bernie to win. He's like, I got 49.9%. What more can I do? Sorry, Bernie, that's the rules. Sorry. So you're now, and Amy Klobuchar add 10. If you add Biden, just right now, Biden, Bloomberg, Warren, Mayor Pete, and Amy Klobuchar, you have 139 superdelegates to Bernie's 23. So it's impossible for him to win. Even if he gets, even if he gets, like, what? Let's see. Okay, so... why am I even doing this? Let's say he gets 45% of the 1,991 delegates, so he has 895 delegates, okay? And let's say he's like 100 delegates ahead of Biden, or 150. So what? I just counted 130 right now, and 698 are going to vote for Hillary. Because who do you think Bloomberg is going to give his super delegates to, or delegates, pledged delegates? Bloomberg's pledged and supers, Joe Biden's pledged and super delegates, Elizabeth Warren's pledged and super delegates, Pete Buttigieg's pledged and super delegates, and Amy Klobuchar's pledged and super delegates, and Tom Steyer, all of them are going to go to Hillary Clinton. They're not going to go to Bloomberg. They're not going to go to Biden. They're not going to go to Warren. They're not going to go to Mayor Pete. They're not going to go to Amy Klobuchar. And you better believe that they ain't going to go to Bernard Sanders. So I just told you how they're going to cheat Bernie. It's not rocket science. My God. You know, this is so interesting. What politics in action. Democracy in action. This is so interesting. The Democrats are just so much more, they're just so much more intelligent than the Repubs, you know. You gotta, why Bernie fears the superdelegates will do him in. Okay, so this is a great article. This is a great article by Earl Afari Hutchinson. Great article. Bernie Sanders rallied aloud. Okay, so in 2016, there was never any doubt. There are 770 of them. Together, they make up about 15% of the overall number of delegates. Despite the rule change, the superdelegates would loom large again. And under the new rules, they can vote on the second round of balloting. And the vote, many almost certainly will not be for Sanders. Of course not. This is a brilliant article. And this is 100% accurate. The reason why centrist Democrats, for the most part, still quake in fear that a Sanders nomination will virtually hand the White House back to Trump. Okay. This is a brilliant article. Okay. Now you look at the less brilliant New York Times and CNN. They're saying the same thing. You have to understand something. If the rules are made to single out a candidate, then that's cheating. If you... well, it's the rules. Everyone's playing by the same rules. Yeah. Bloomberg just entered just to hurt Bernie Sanders. It's like a battle royale where everyone is focusing on one person. This is not difficult to understand. JH, the reaction will be one of joy, jubilation, pure and unadulterated fear. And what can I tell you? The reaction will be, I always go through this. So what is the reaction when Madam Secretary decides to run and when she gets the, you'll get the articles, no, Clinton didn't steal the election. It's just what the rules were. And then you'll get, you know what? If we can't do this over again, if you're not going to go ahead and you're not going to vote for Madam Secretary again, okay, then you're a Tiki Torch Russian operative, okay? You want to be a Russian operative? You want Putin to win? You want Tiki Putin to win? You want Putin Tiki to win? Huh? You want the Putin supremacists to win? You do, huh? Why don't you wear your MAGA hat, huh? I don't know, man. I don't want to vote for Hillary. You don't want to vote for Hillary? Oh. Well, what's so privileged of you? How nice of you.
The country is being torn apart, and you're not going to vote for, okay. Well, we know, you are exactly an operative of the Russian government. Where do you work? Huh? Where do you work? No. I'm going to find, where do you work? Okay. So you agree with the enabling that Trump has done with the both sides? Huh? You want the Russians to interfere? I knew you Bernie supporters were the same. I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't want to vote for Hillary. We can go on forever. I'm enjoying myself with this, but we can go on forever. It's going to be so easy. It's going to be so easy to crush any resistance. It's going to be so it's going to be so easy. When Madam Secretary comes and enters the race, whether it's the day before, the day of the convention, a month before, whatever, it'll be like, oh no, not again. I'm not voting. Honestly, I'm not voting for Hillary. Oh, really? You're not? Are you in my Facebook group? Are you in my Instagram group? Okay, we're friends on Twitter? Okay, I'm blocking you on every social media account, and I'm telling all your friends what you're up to. Dude, I don't like Trump, okay? I don't like him at all. But I'm not going to just vote for Hillary again. You're not going to vote for Hillary again, huh? Wow, your privilege is showing. You're probably a Russian operative. I can go on forever. That's what's going to happen. It's going to take 2 seconds. Take 2 weeks. And then CNN, MSNBC was like, I think it's a good deal. She looks vibrant. She's fantastic. Oh, my God. And it's going to take 2 seconds. But here, the main thing, ladies and gentlemen, is Bernie Sanders can be 400, 500. Bernie Sanders could be 500. Well, he can't be because he'll just be, let's say he'll be, if he gets 40% of the votes, he'll be like what? Maybe 100, 200, maximum 300 ahead of, maybe 200 ahead of the second place person, or 175, whatever. Okay? It's right there. The fact that Bernie Sanders doesn't have any legislation that has passed a Democratic-run House of Representatives, that should tell you something. Okay? You have a platform that Democrats have not You have a platform. Green New Deal, abolish ICE, Medicare for all, student loan. Okay, why hasn't there been any major legislation passed in the House of Representatives? Nothing has been passed. Nothing has been passed because they require income tax increases. And Democrats certainly don't want to bring that up by April. Okay? Your taxes are going to go up with Medicare for all. But you save from premiums. Not everybody has the same premiums, genius. And some people really like the level of health care they're getting. Okay? And there's up to $6,700 in out-of-pocket costs. Flying Fox Fruits! What it do, HA? Hope you've been good, man. Doing good. Thank you, Flying Fox Fruits. Thank you. Thank you. I hope all is well. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Flying Fox Fruits. there shouldn't be super delegates. It's the most unfair. It is the most unfair, undemocratic. It's the most undemocratic thing possible. It's the most undemocratic thing possible. You know, it's the most undemocratic thing possible. It's the most undemocratic thing you could possibly think of. Okay? Why would you, what is the big deal? Yeah, I get it. You want to prevent another George McGovern, but you got Clinton. So they're going to lose with Clinton anyway. But, my whole thing is, you have a Democratic Party where they're talking about hidden for time. Do you have a moment? No. Hidden for time. Hidden for time. Thank you. Do you have a moment? Flying Fox Fruits. Flying Fox Fruits. Hidden for time. Do you have a moment? No. All right. Look, you have... Oh, my God. Here. You have, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is known as a distinguished party leader. Her title is called Distinguished Party Leader. Former DNC chair. How many former DNC chairs do they have? I'll tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 former DNC chairs who are super delegates. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, they're going to really vote for... You know who's going to vote for Bernie Sanders? Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Oh, my God. Too soon? Too soon, everybody. Oh, my God. She's called Distinguished Party Chair. Oh, my God. So Debbie Wasserman Schultz is actually, she was forced to resign in disgrace because, the DNC emails showed that they cheated Bernie. This is why I love Trump, because he wouldn't stand for any of this. He wouldn't stand for any of this. He would never allow, he would never allow for any of this. Superdelegates make up, so Republicans have less superdelegates, but they make up 7%. I don't even know. That was in 2016. But it doesn't matter. It's 15% in the Democratic Party, and let's see. And Trump basically was like, yeah, if you cheat me, I'll run third party. Flying Fox Fruits. Flying Fox Fruits. So I don't this is the thing.
when something is taking place in slow motion, when you have Hilzebub waiting, lurking, okay, Napoleon, and this is one of my amazing, waiting, lurking. Here you go. Democratic leaders are willing to risk party damage. Well, okay, they don't care about whatever. It's a, Then they're like, in the beginning of the year, they're like, Democrats have stripped the power of super delegates. They've removed all the influence. They took them from round 1 to round 2. It's not that big of a deal. And if anything, it's kind of like, why would Madam Secretary run now? She would have to be running against the people who are running for her. If Clinton ran right this second, she would, you know what? Let's put it this way. When you start seeing people like Klobuchar, Mayor Pete, Bloomberg, if they drop out, then where do their delegates go? They all go. If Clinton enters the race, she could enter like a month, 2 months prior. Let's see. And she could just pick up all the delegates. That's why it really doesn't matter. Because, like, Bloomberg's there, he drops out, Warren drops out, whatever. Because they're delegates. Because the whole thing is hilarious and it's rigged. Their delegates just go. Flying Fox Fruits. Hilzebub, Napoleon, the Clinton era. Flying Fox Fruits. VVS, Loose Stones. Hello, HA. Welcome to the 300 bench 40. Yes, keep spreading the knowledge. That's right. I'm happy to be in the club with you. Yes. Thank you, VVS1 Loose Stones. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for the kind words. Thank you. I'm trying. This is not rocket science. This is like when people get like, they're like, oh, because then you get the articles from The Nation, from Mother Jones, and then from other places. No, the Democrats are silly person with logic. The Democrats are not rigged. They don't have a rigged election. They're not cheating. Bernie Sanders. No. Silly person with logic. As you can see, there's 775 superdelegates. And as you can see, Bernie didn't get all over 50% in a field where 50,000 people have run for president. So as you can see, no, I hidden for time. I deadlifted 315, but I'm on my way to 315 in terms of weight. That's why I'm trying to lose weight. Nah, I'm joking. I'm not. I am losing weight though. The quicker flipper picker upper. Thank you, George Carlin. It's a big old club, and Bernie and Trump ain't in it. At least Trump knows. When will Bernie wake up? No, Bernie knows it. The quicker flipper picker upper. Bernie knows it. Thank you so very much. Bernie knows it, but he thinks that his whole thing is, look, I can do two things. I can do two things at once, being cheated again. One, I can introduce my amazing agenda that has no chance of being passed in the Democratic Party. Two, what I can do is maybe, there's a 1% chance. I call it the Hail Mary pass in politics, where I just go in and I get the nomination. All the people who despise me in the Democratic Party say, you know what? Medicare for all is swell and awesome. So what if you double the triple tax collection, according to the Mercatus study? So he's not. Notice he's not He's not giving the study that actually says you'd have to double or triple tax collection. Midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Midlife crisis. Thank you. The quicker flipper. Thank you. Flying Fox Fruits. Flying Fox Fruits. Probably Biden will win South Carolina. Probably Bernie probably could be second. Who knows? They'll market it as the beginning of the end. You know. They'll market it as that. Then you'll see like, I got 3 houses, camp, and a re-education camp in the summer, like most Vermonters. Okay, let's see. Oh, Bill Clinton is a superdelegate. Hello. Bill Clinton is a superdelegate. Why is Bill Clinton a superdelegate? Does that make any sense at all? President Obama's a superdelegate. Al Gore's a superdelegate. Nancy Pelosi's a superdelegate. Chuck Schumer's a superdelegate. Like, on what planet is Bernie gonna win this convention? Steny Hoyer's a superdelegate. Okay. Shifty's a superdelegate. Okay, every Democrat in Congress, but what? Oh, no, sorry, not every Democrat, but every Democratic governor, senator. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Former presidents. So, like, where are these? These superdelegates are going to overwhelmingly vote for Madam Secretary. Okay. Hilsey is going to easily coast. And there's nothing they can say about it, because if he goes in, look, then they'll say the popular vote doesn't matter. It's so funny. He'll win the popular vote easily, Bernie Sanders, easily, because he has a platform. He has a campaign. None of them really have a campaign, except Mayor Pete. You know, I have to give it up to Mayor Pete and Klobuchar, even though Mayor Pete is a repeat of President Obama in every way, almost every way. And Amy Klobuchar, if you listen too intently, you'll immediately fall asleep. Like, immediately. Just like that. But I give it up, you know, for the Democratic world. They do have good campaigns. Warren has horrendous campaign. Horrendous. Bloomberg running is probably one of the most hilarious things that has ever taken place. Really, one of the most hilarious things that's ever taken. It's really funny. Because he knows that there's no, like, he knows he doesn't even want to run. He doesn't even want to run. When Bloomberg drops out, then his voters go to Biden or Mayor Pete or Amy Klobuchar or whatever. Look, Clinton is running again. She's just running with everybody that isn't Bernie Sanders. Do you think that, like, Amy Klobuchar is gonna, like, not gonna run third party? I just love my new occupation as a superdelegate. I think as my role as a superdelegate is to be even-handed. That's what I'm talking about, even-handed. Oh, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. Anyway, my role as a superdelegate is to nominate the person I feel can actually win. Not some commie socialist, but somebody who was Secretary of State, somebody who was New York Senator, somebody whose foreign policy credentials are impeccable, Just ask the people of Libya and everywhere else that my wife has had a positive impact. I think that when you look at the second round of voting, I'm looking at 698, maybe even 700 plus super delegates, all from Madam Secretary.
Sorry, Bernie. Fun while it lasted. Probably shouldn't have promoted the Russia myth. Probably should have complained. You probably should have brought it up that you were cheated. You know.
The issue with the Democratic Party is the following. They had to always pander to progressives because they cheated Bernie Sanders. The progressives never really wanted to deviate, or they never wanted to go to be too disloyal to the Democratic Party. Okay? They would like 90% of Bernie voters voted Democrat. So, because he said, you know what? Let's bygones be bygones. It's water under the bridge. So you cheated me and then blamed Russia for 3 years. So what? But the thing is, they had no intention. This is like a social media thing. Twitter is the only thing keeping the Democratic Party afloat. Without Twitter, you don't have this like cyber world where, you know, people can, you know, continually reinforce their fantasies, their Democratic Party fantasies. But I'm telling you, Hillary Clinton is going to become nominee. I am the only person. Thank you, Eric H526. Thank you. I am the only person on this planet to have called this from 2017 and to continually, this is the second election. I accurately predict this second election. And tell your friends when it takes place. Like, tell your friends. They're not going to go with anyone else because they don't want anyone else. Look, Biden, Bloomberg, Warren, Klobuchar, Mayor Pete. Biden, Bloomberg, Warren, Klobuchar, Mayor Pete. Biden, Bloomberg, Warren, Klobuchar, Mayor Pete. Equals Hillary Clinton. She does not have to campaign. She does not have to. She can jump into the race, jump into the primary when Bloomberg, Klobuchar, Mayor Pete leave. And if it's just Elizabeth Warren, Biden, and Bernie, she gets on the debate stage or one debate, and it's like, oh my God, I love you. And then she can say, look, you know, the Russians did cheat me. And just to let you know, they wanted Bernie Sanders. Oh, you know what? I've had enough. Quiet, Bernie. Okay. Sorry. Thank you. And that's all they need to do. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to understand. It's not that difficult to understand. All you have to do is just look at how the thing is structured. Is there any reason? Like, who would it benefit? Who does this convoluted, nonsensical, irrational, absurd charade of a super delegate, 50% minimum? This is like a prize that you win, like some company's offering a prize, but you basically have to do the impossible to win it. For a limited time only, if you jump through 30 hoops, fiery hoops, and then do 20 handstands, and then swim in a shark tank full of great whites with chum in the water, and then get out, and then run a mile, and then do this and that, you get a new car! Wow! It's like, it's not really gonna, who does this benefit? That's the question. Who does this benefit? That's the question. Under the rules passed in 2018, if there's no majority winner, pledged delegates and superdelegates would then vote on a second ballot. Gosh, that's so smart. That's really smart. The Democrats are the real adults in the room. Oh my God. So, yeah. And you know how they're like, a person blowing the whistle here, a person blowing the whistle there. You know, they just find some basically Democratic Party operative. And like, this person had the courage to say, and then fill in the blank, that's something that they didn't like about Trump. Jeffrey Hilsey Bub will say all the Dems that vote Trump are just like AJ Badman. Cast that demon out. Jeffrey, thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Jeffrey. It's just, exactly. They'll say that. Well, I mean, the reality is this. It is true. If you don't vote for Hillary Clinton, you are basically voting for Trump. In 2020. So, which is fine. I'm voting for Trump, and I can't wait. Oh my goodness. I'm going to wrap this up soon. It's been so thrilling talking about these superdelegates. Amazing. So interesting. They're so interesting. One thing about the Democrats, they're so cerebral. They're so intelligent. This is hilarious. All of these people have been Democrats their entire, like the superdelegates are basically party bosses or people within their state that have been lifelong Democrats. They're not Democratic socialists. So he doesn't represent the political party, which is why Bernie Sanders was utilized, and he's being utilized. Because can you imagine if Bernie wasn't there? Then who would they talk about? It would be Biden. Well, and then who would win? Mayor Pete. He's that's actually a more competitive this year. 2016, Bernie Sanders would have won the whole thing. Thank God Trump won. Because Trump is an infinitely better president than Bernie ever would have been. But Mayor Pete would be the front runner, I think. If there was no Bernie. But Bernie is the only person there that they have passion for. So he's just there to funnel votes back into the Democratic Party. The pundits are doing the same thing. I just will get so much. Oh my God, it'll be so rewarding to see all the Bernie pundits that I know are going to say vote Clinton, to have them say vote Clinton. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And also, here's the issue also, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Len Mann. Thank you, Len Mann. Senderford! President DeSantis, 2024. Sandiford! Thank you, Len, man. Thank you. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Hillary could then say, I want Bernie as VP. Nah, I don't think she'll ever do that. Hillary could say, I want Elizabeth Warren as vice president. So she could do that. She could say, I want Elizabeth Warren, or I want Stacey Abrams, or I want Mayor Pete, or I want Amy Klobuchar. Let's see, who could she say? She could say Bernie Sanders. Clinton could want Bernie Sanders as her vice president. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that? How like Madam Secretary would cancel out Bernie, and it's kind of hilarious. She wins the primary by cheating Bernie, and then just to be electable, she gets Bernie as her VP. He's like, you know what? I will slowly coax and push and massage and just gently nudge Medicare for All into Madam Secretary's consciousness. And but I'm still there. I'm going to be in the Oval Office, everyone. So, You imagine if it's like Clinton, Bernie? Oh my God, could you imagine Pence versus Bernie for vice president? First of all, I'm so sorry. I said this to Bloomberg. I got a house in Washington, D.C., a house in Burlington, and like most Vermonters, I have a re-education camp. Okay? For the summer. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bloomberg. I don't have $50 billion. You started at $1 billion, and then under President Obama's administration, it got to $50 billion. Gee, I wonder what happened. I'm so sorry. G.I. Joe! G.I. Joe Rowe! Rand Paul 2024, God bless you, my good man. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, G.I. Joe Rowe. Thank you so very, very much. Rand Paul he's awesome. He's awesome. G.I. Joe Rowe, thank you. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Flying Fox Roots! Who is your best guess for HSC Vice President Klobuchar? No, I think Elizabeth Warren. Oh my God, Warren's gonna get everything that she's worked so hard for. Yes, split Bernie's bowel movement, which is now a bowel movement, in two. Yeah. This is Elizabeth Warren every debate, and you said, it's like, no, I didn't. We didn't say anything. You heard gossip. You are spreading gossip. You should not do that. Yeah, you said. I heard you said. I heard you said too. I heard you said. Can you imagine if she did that to Trump? Trump would be like, whatever. Oh my God, we haven't even begun to reach how amazing this year is going to be. Oh my God, it's going to be so amazing. Oh my God, it's going to be so awesome. It will be so amazingly awesome. I cannot tell you. You have to watch this channel throughout the year, everyone. Tell your friends about H.A. Goodman's other channel. I have a Patreon if you want to support my voice long term. My Patreon is going to be below in the description. But check out H.A. Goodman's other channel also. It's going to be so great. Because when Bloomberg and Mayor Pete and Klobuchar drop out, okay, because they don't, I mean, Bloomberg has the money, but he's like, you know, after Super Tuesday, he's going to just steal enough delegates. So he'll get the delegates just in terms of being a billionaire. So, and then if Bernie doesn't win South Carolina, which he might not, then you're looking at, something like the steam running out before Super Tuesday. It'll be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Flying Fox Roots. There won't be anything like that. It'll be all good. No, I think that everything's going to be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. God bless. To my super chat, thank you. Eric H526, thank you so very much. Everyone, thanks so much. And ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? Thank you. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.